Hey y'all, it's Sunday, um, January 9th. It's almost time for me to go back into the Walmart for the open enrollment season now for Medicare, and that's what I'll be doing starting January the 11th. I must have did my schedule wrong. I'm gonna have to look at that schedule. But anyway, this is my normal Sunday afternoon talk that I come when I have an opportunity to come and talk to you guys. And really, when I make time to come and do it, because uh, sometimes just don't feel like doing something. That's the emotional mood, though. So we try to stay away from the emotional stuff and come to a place where we are really operating in purpose, on purpose, and doing the things that we are supposed to do in life. So, but you know how it goes around here. On Tabby's tips, this is what it is today. And maybe I was just thinking in that because I had some things on my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about. But anyway, our topic, our scripture today is from Hebrews 4:12. For the word of God is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing the division of soul and of spirit, of joints and of marrow, and discerning the thoughts and the intentions of the heart. And I thought about that because the topic that's on my mind today is crossroads. All of us have been at some point in our life at a crossroads, either in life or at the stop sign or the fork in the road. Somewhere you've been at a crossroad, right? So the definition of crossroad for my purpose, not for the roadway purpose, but for the purpose of the day, for life changes and stuff like that, is a point at which a crucial decision must be made that will have far-reaching consequences. A decision that have far-reaching consequences. And sometimes we don't like to make decisions that we need to make, because if you're like me, I went kind of on a little bit of a search for myself to learn some things about Tab, right? I'm always learning things about Tab because Tab is a complicated creature, meaning me. And so this week I did it's a color test, because I usually, God communicates with me in color and dreams and stuff like that. And so I came across this app that's called Colors. And so I answered the questions, in which I'm going to retake it because maybe I didn't identify some of the questions right. But so far, everybody that's taking it is basically a color blue, except for me. I'm gold. And I'm saying, maybe I didn't answer something right. Not necessarily that I'm trying to be like everybody else, because clear and true, I'm not. Everybody is different. We're all unique. God creates us to be unique. And but the color gold basically described me to a T. It was my dominant color, and then the color blue followed after that. And so some of my friends that I did the test with, they were all blues, and then one other person was orange, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. But anyway, of course, like I said, we are all different. So one of the things that irritated me, one of my stressors, is that I don't like changing. I think I talked about this last week, change being an issue for me. But the same thing I say then and I have to say now is it's all about changing your mind about the way you think about things, because there has to be a way where the change you make is necessary to bring joy to your life. I don't think God put anybody here to be miserable or to make another person miserable in their lifetime. I don't think he does things like that. But I think he brings us here for freedom, to enjoy life, to share what we learn while we're here, and to be of help or service to other people, because naturally God uses us in our natural form to help each other. And when we learn that, then we could be in a state of gratitude, in a place of gratitude for whatever people have done or will do for you in the future, whether past and the present. So those are just some of the things that I was thinking about. Now, a few tips that I have for you guys today. When we're praying for others or even for ourselves, we need to really clear like your vibrations and all your inner turmoil. Try to get that out of the way so that when you are praying, that your vibes are clear. Be a shining light to others. Just shine. When I'm praying for others, I want to be able to shine my light and not have the cares or the wares of the world on my shoulders trying to pray for somebody else. You want to have a clear mind, be clear in your thoughts, and when you pray, that what God is trying to relate through you can be touched to the person that you're praying for, because that's all a part of focusing on what you're asking for, what you're believing for, what you're challenged with, just to be clear minded. And I always know that, the miracle of everything that we do or receive is forgiveness. Because if you can forgive somebody, and God knows we have had, not we, me, I have had issues and areas in my life where it's like I'm not forgiving you ever. And there was a time when I could hold a grudge, probably tell for the rest of my life, but God, He made me a better person after I realized that, hey, you all mad? Them people living their life, they doing whatever they want to do, and you mad? What you mad about? Girl, you crazy. You crazy. These people are happy, they doing what they do, and you mad. Why? Because at the time that the thing happened, you still couldn't let it go. But they got married, had children, done everything they wanted to do. And you sitting over there, you so mad, and you look so crazy. Anyway, that was just a thought. Okay. And look for signs from heaven. Don't you know? I think God gives us indicators, things that help you along the way. When things are going right, when things are not going right, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. But sometimes we ignore them. We know what that is. I talk about that all the time. And take time to breathe, y'all. Have you ever been in a situation where you press, and you don't take time to just breathe, to be you? I think I talked about this a few weeks back, a couple of months ago, when I was talking about just hearing from God. Just hearing from God. Lately, I know that in this next year that I need to drop some weight, because I put on quite a bit of weight. And I don't really like it, but it seems that when you make your mind up to do something, and I obviously have not made up my mind to do it, or else I would be doing it, the weight thing and eating the right things will become easy for you to do. So my mind must not be made up yet, because I'm still eating the wrong stuff and I don't feel good. I don't feel, I guess you want to say, I don't physically feel well, and I don't emotionally feel well, which I notice sometimes when I'm in an emotional state that I don't, I normally don't eat a whole lot at all, but this time it seems to be the other way around. Oh, it's too funny. Anyway, here's some other tips and ideas that I had that I wrote down for you. These are really my main tips for today. Be a trader of good ideas. And when you get together, and because I'm a big person on teamwork and stuff like that, when you exchange energy, or you exchange your creative ideas, if you're with the right person, your click person, your mastermind person, that can actually help you to create abundance. Because sometimes the Bible says that iron sharpens iron, and you'll hear other verbiages such as 2 heads are better than one. All these kind of things are that let you know that sometimes you have an idea and then somebody else could add to your idea, and then y'all put that together and you have this one fantastic idea that could create abundance. In your case, if you're open to ideas, that's one of the things I talked about earlier too. Like, that's another stressor for me, is that once I put something in my head to do something a certain way, somebody might break an idea to me and I might roll my eyes at it like, I'm already doing what I want to do. But that's not being open to whatever the other person might be saying. And they may come with a fantastic idea and you just blow it off. You know what I'm saying? And that means you could blow off your opportunity to be doing greater things in your life. So watch that, okay? Become a trader of ideas. And remember, the greatest teacher we ever had was Jesus, right? He came here to teach us, and we're still learning from his messages and his teachings and everything else. And he was one of the greatest teachers that we have. I think once you learn something, you can teach it. When you teach it to somebody else, they can go and they can teach other folks. So when you learn, teach. So we have to constantly be learning so that we can teach things. And I think when Jesus came and he became the greatest teacher in our life, his words, his parables, we have to go back through those things sometimes, and we have to find out, you saw it one way one day, and the next time you see it, you might see it a different way. But at least be open-minded enough to be teachable. Let yourself be able to be taught. Don't get stuck in this mindset where I know it, I knew it first, I knew it longest. I'm not going to let you change it because now that you're doing it, you think you see something different. I think the word is revealed differently from each person. It may be dependent on your interpretation at the time, or what you need at the time when the word is when you're involved in the word, or whatever it might be. It may be a different interpretation, but because of a situation or a challenge that you might be going through at the time. And we're in a time right now where there's a lot of illness in our community with the COVID-19 and stuff like that. And people are giving advice, but you have a lot of people that don't want to receive the information that's out here and turning it away like, this not gonna happen to me. Well, recently, two of my kids ended up with COVID. They don't live here with me. One is in Dallas, the other one is here, but they were here the week before. Blessed be to God that he covered us, and they're fine. One of them got a little bit sicker than the other one, but it happened that quickly is my point. A snap of the finger and something could change. So y'all be open to healing advice on being healthy, living healthy, doing everything to protect yourself, because we go through a lot. You could be here today, gone tomorrow. I like my pastor once said, one pastor that I had, he said, here today, gone today, may he rest in heaven. Because that's how quickly things change with us. You'll be here today, and the next you walk down the street and bam, you could be a phone call away from death. And sometimes you could feel things happening in your life, and or you can feel like something is going to happen, but you don't speak it out your mouth, but you have a knowing. That's what I'm gonna call it. And I think we should intend every morning to create something. I think when it comes to ideas and thoughts in our imagination, if we wake up with the intention that we can create something, we can make it happen, there's nothing in you that can stop you from doing so. Like my friend's nonprofit says, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. But I want to add to that, because you always have to, but you also have to believe that you can make that happen, that you can make whatever you're thinking happen. Because I know that, conceiving one thing, achieving it, you can see it happening, then you got to believe that it is what it is, and it is going to be a wonderful, wonderful um, legacy when your life is over. You know, that people will remember that you made this thing happen in your lifetime, and that's why it exists today. You know, it could be a written anything. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know how, what, when, why. You know, because I believe God, again, He provides us with everything that we need in our life. He gives us everything that we need to overcome any kind of obstacles, challenges, or anything like that. And I was reading something, and it said something about shift your perception, and I started to say, well, I did ask them, I said, what are they saying? So, um, the word perception is the ability to see, to hear, or to become aware of something through your senses. So, you know, sometimes you can feel things going on, but you want to ignore it because you don't want to feel what you're feeling. But discernment is the thing that clears. You can have an expectation. I know sometimes you see somebody look at you a certain way, or maybe their tone in their voice, or maybe their actions. You know, ask God to allow you to see past this physical thing, so you can discern action, or discern what might be going on, so it does not become a surprise to you when the action that you're expecting happens, because God has already made you aware that something is up. You need to be paying more attention because this thing seems to be suspicious. I'm just saying, it could be anything. It could be you know, I don't know. I don't know. It could just be anything, because I want to say discern. Um, I don't. It, you know, relationships. Let's talk about that. Discern actions in relationships, because people really tell you who they are. You have to decide if you're gonna believe them or not. You have to decide that, and don't get in the place where you have success and you cannot enjoy your success because uh, maybe somebody else isn't pleased that you're doing well. Maybe they're disgusted about your success, because I realize that sometimes if you're up and the other person seems to be stuck in a place, then they get aggravated because you're moving forward. You decided to keep moving, and they're aggravated with you because, you know, it appears that the light is shining on you, but at their time when the light was shining on them, you didn't feel like, you know, hey, what's going on here? Why are you upset with me because I'm doing something good? I thought, you know, we were cool, or we are together. Well, however you may see it, however you may see it. But you have to know, when people teach you who they are, by all means, believe them, because they're telling you the truth. You the one that try to want to put rose-colored glasses on and look through them and see that, hey, they on my side, when the truth of the matter is they're really not on your side. They're actually envious, jealous, and they want to see you fail. Yeah, they want to see you fail. But walking in God's light and doing what He says to do, you will be fine. Um, I know Creflo Dollar always says something. I listen to him just about every morning when I have an opportunity, and he always says all is well. And believe me or not, whatever you're going through, all is already well. I think this earth training ground is here for us to be able to go through things, challenges. So sometimes, you know, like your mom would say, don't touch that stove because it's hot. And you keep going over there by the stove. And eventually you learn that the stove is hot because you have your little injury after you keep doing the same thing over and over again. It taught you a lesson. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Or do it differently, handle it differently, something like that. So anyway, those were my tips for you guys today. Happy Sunday. I love you guys. I actually miss you when I don't talk to you. But I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. But I think in the next few, I'm gonna have some drastic changes going on. And I don't know, just be prepared. I'm preparing for it. So let's see what the future brings. Let's see what 22 does. 22, what you gonna do? What are y'all gonna do in 22? I'm excited to find out. Y'all, we're just in the first month, and believe it or not, we're almost in the third week of the first month of the new year. Wow. Time flies, doesn't it? It waits for no one. We don't know when our alpha, well, we know you have your alpha, you know when you were born. If you don't know your omega coming up, you know that could be the next second. Do everything you're purposed to do in this life. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't leave here full, y'all. The graveyard is full of fantastic ideas and people who took a wrong turn at a crossroad. And they took everything that they were supposed to give in this world back to heaven with them. Okay? I love y'all. Have a fantastic day. And we'll see you next Sunday, if not sooner. Have a fantastic day. Kisses, kisses, kisses.